Yeah.
All right, I'm going to start getting us ready here. I'm going to tell you when we're live, and we'll wait just a couple minutes to get a few people on. Wait, no.
Okay.
Let's
Does
see.
that mean I should like mute myself for the time being?
Nope, you could stay. It's fine. I'm pulling it all up now. It just takes me a minute to get it going.
Okay.
And I'll just tell you when to smile. Let's see here. Hopefully there's no delays. Nope, it's going to work. Give me one moment.
Everything looks good on my end, I believe. It's been a while since I've been on an interview.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's see here. That's there. All right. Let me just click this box. Okay, if you want to smile, we're going live. Good morning, Matty. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Are you doing good?
I'm doing pretty good. We're all up here live on Facebook. We're going to wait for a couple people to join us. I'm going to pull it up so I can see if we got any comments. But I'm really excited to hear about you and what you've been up to. Let's see here. All right.
Okay.
We are live and we got a couple of viewers on already.
Nice.
Perfect.
This is my first interview in quite a while, so.
Well, I'm excited to have the interview with you today. I bet it's
Yeah.
pretty hard up there being stuck at home working on your school right from home.
Yeah. If it wasn't for like, my family being here and everything, being able to talk to my friends, I'd probably just be like insane already, so.
I bet, absolutely. Well, I want to start out for the people who are watching and who don't know who you are. Who's Matty? Tell me a little bit about who you are.
So I am digging with Matty. My name's Matthew Tomaney. I have my own live show. I metal detect and everything,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sort of I have basically like, how do I put this? Like I said, it's been a while. I'm still trying to like,
Yeah,
do
absolutely.
everything off the top of my head. Once again, my name is Matthew Tomaney. I do metal detecting. I have my own show on Facebook called the Digging Adventures Live Show,
Okay.
where I also interview people, sort of like this show. I do it every Monday. Um, I've been detecting for about 7 years now,
Okay.
and I'm 14 years old.
All right. And what type of metal detector do you use when you go out? Do you have a favorite? Do you have more than one?
Right now I have two machines I
Okay.
use. I use the Equinox 800, which I've been using more of right now due to
Mm-hmm.
how like it's lightweight and everything.
Right.
And I've been also using the CTX 3030.
Okay. I love the CTX. I use the CTX as well. It's one of my favorite machines.
Yeah, with that I found a lot of really good finds, and it gets really deep and everything.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. And so you do some detecting. You're only 14, been doing it since you were 7 years old. That's pretty impressive. I love seeing kids in the hobby. Do you have a love for history? What got you into metal detecting?
Well, what got me into metal detecting was my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I would Before I was 7, when I was like 6 and everything, I would just go out with my dad when he's metal detecting, and I would just watch him. I would go out with him in the woods, make sure that no one tries creeping up on him.
Mm-hmm.
Because, if you're out in the woods trying to finding all this really cool old stuff, there's always the chance that someone's going to be like, oh, he's finding something. That could be
Right.
mine in 3 seconds. So, like,
Absolutely.
having someone with you to, like, help you, like, see if someone's coming up on you is really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
When he was digging a hole, I picked up his CTX, and I swung it 3 times, got a signal, and had no idea what it meant. I was just looking at the screen, mindless as to what it meant.
Okay. Do you
And
remember what was in that hole?
I do not. All I remember is that I told myself I want to learn this machine and I want to be able to use this.
That's amazing.
So I asked my dad if I can metal detect, and he said sure. And he pulled out one of his old White's machines. I believe it was
Okay.
called the Coin Pro.
Okay. Well, I did want to let you know that Ace says your love for detecting is very inspiring. And
Aw,
Scott Jakowski said, woohoo, little Mac Matty. Randy says, good morning. Scott says, you're awesome. Cruz
thanks,
says,
Scott.
good morning, Matty. And
Good
Michael
morning.
Boyles says he's in line right now waiting to get some more fabric to make some masks. Swing
Ah,
for the Ring has a question for you. What are your favorite types of things to find? Coins, relics, rings, pull tabs? What's your favorite?
ooh, that's Well, when it comes to what my favorite types of things to find, I personally like what's it called? Coins and stuff from like the old what's it called? Old coins because you know that someone used that coin at one point. Because if
Exactly.
not,
Yeah.
why is it there?
Right. Yep. Absolutely. And I know you got some really cool finds that you have dug up and you were going to show us. I know you showed me the very first coin you showed me was really cool. It definitely was an old coin. You want to show some of those finds that you got there, Maddie?
Sure. Let me see if I can find it in the pile of stuff that my dad brought up. Hold on. There we
Mark
go.
Mark said I better not forget to say that he said hi as well.
Hello, Mark. Um, so right here, I in my hand. Let me make sure. Is that close enough at all?
That is close enough. I can see it.
It is my 1770. Hold on, I'm
4.
trying. 1774 2 real. That's what it says, right? Yeah. 1774 2 real. I found that with my CTX 3030. It was I I remember that day because that's my best find currently.
Mhm.
I pulled it out, and I was in that sort of mindset where it was like, I have, I'm sort of new to the hobby, so it's unlikely I'll find too much good stuff, sort of like a Real, such as Real,
Right.
considering my dad's been detecting longer than I've been alive and hasn't found one yet at the time. So, but the first thing that popped to my mind was that, oh, this might be a King George, because I didn't know it was a copper coin at the time.
Right.
So my dad's recording me, and I go, King George! Oh, I'm so happy. And my dad's like, you might want to turn that around. So I look and I'm like, and my mind's like slowly putting together the puzzle pieces. And it's like, it got finished. It was like, you got a real.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's a really good find. Like your dad, I have not found a Riel yet. I'm still trying to find one. I'll get one
Ah,
eventually, but you definitely got me beat there, Maddie.
yeah. Well, since then, my dad, he's found two reals.
Oh, okay. You started the good luck for him.
Yeah. Thing is, every time he mentions that he has one more real than I do, I get to mention that he has a 1 real and a half real. Even if you combine the amount that those two cost, like a one and a half, I still have a two. Therefore, mine's greater value.
There you go. That's a good way to look at it. And what other finds do you have over in there?
Let's see. I have my first ever find, the one that sort of got me hooked into the hobby initially. It's a lock plate for what would seem to be a skeleton key.
Oh, that's really nice. I
I
like
found
that.
this. It has a nice little pattern and everything. There's
Mhm.
little holes where the either like nails or screws or whatnot would go in. Hope it was nails.
Yeah.
And overall, it just looks really nice.
It is. They used to take so much time, and everything they used to make back in the day was so ornate, and that's why I like finding the relics from the past because the workmanship on it just shows.
Yeah.
Let's
And
see.
speaking of like workmanship, I also have over here a this you would tie off your horse to back in
Oh
like the
wow.
1700s. This piece would connect to like the wood or the ground or whatever it was. wherever you wanted to station your horse, you take the rope and tie it around here.
Wow, that's
And
really cool.
the reason I really like this is because if you look at it, you can see all the hammer spots where the person who made it, they made it by hand.
That's really cool. I like finding the forged pieces because it really dates what it is.
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
because you can tell that it was like before they started like mass producing the stuff with like the machines and
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, we got some chatter going over here in the chat. Jay Cook says that you found many cap pistols. Let's see. Emily says hello, and Ace says Matty is a real REALE good detectorist.
But
So,
ting.
yep. So Patrick says good morning. Todd says good morning. Joe DeMarco's on. I know you know Joe. He's on
Yep,
watching.
we know Joe. He's a good friend of ours.
And I hear some chatter about some pizza in here and pineapples.
Pizza, yes. Pineapple, keep that out of here. Anyone that watches my show knows, which probably most of the people watching right now know that if you put pineapple on a pizza and show it to me, that I'm gonna find the nearest garbage can and do a Kobe Bryant.
That's so funny. Michael Palmer says hi as well.
Hello,
So,
Michael Palmer.
so
Yeah,
I know you.
a lot of the people you're mentioning, I remember from what's it called my show.
Yep, got a lot of people watching right now.
Yeah.
I know you said you like doing some bottle digging, and you had a really cool bottle. You want to show that to everybody?
Sure. Um, every so often when we get the chance, we'll go out bottle digging. And of course, right now, we can't because it's like illegal to go outside. So I found when we were getting out bottle digging, I found this pretty old bottle, and it's
Beautiful.
from right nearby where we live.
That's
It's from
awesome.
Forked River, New Jersey. So it has that meaning to me because it's like it was made nearby
Right.
and it's just old and it looks really nice. Feels nice to hold.
Tony wants to know if you ever find any gold.
Have I ever found gold in general?
Yeah. Like,
Yes, I have. I've found one of the things I have over here. Once again, with that, what year was this from? 1926. Okay, never mind. This is a gold class ring from 1926.
that's so nice. Can you move it just a little closer there so people can see
It's
the front?
it's gonna
There.
be pretty hard to see all of it
Yeah.
because it's sort of faded.
Yeah. But that's really nice.
Yeah, and I know I've told people all the time that no, I've never found a gold coin, but this right here is not a gold coin. I was out detecting on the beach one day and I pulled it up and my heart sort of did this thing where it's like when you see something that you've been wanting to find forever and
Mhm.
it like stops and it's like, oh snap, is that really what I think it is?
Yeah.
I was holding it. I'm like, this seems kind of light to be a gold coin. We tested it and it was fake. It's like someone used it for like an Easter egg hunt on the beach.
Down here on the Treasure Coast, I know there are people who think it's funny and they get the fake ones and they throw it out because there's so many reals that come off and old coins from the
Ah.
shipwrecks. So they'll go down there and they'll throw those coins down there, and everybody gets so excited when they find it, and then it turns out to be a fake. I found one
Yeah.
fake one as well. I had my
Ah.
heart pounding pretty fast.
Ah. I heard that in Florida they have since that used to like be a Spanish colony, they had
Mhm.
lots of there'd be lots of reals down there.
Yeah, there is, especially after the hurricanes. There was a hurricane that came through, Hurricane Matthew, funny enough, and that was one of the best ones for the beach. For months after
Ah.
that hurricane came through, not only were, I mean, some people found some of the Spanish coins, but there were tons of even old class rings, lots of old silver. It was crazy to go down to the beach and dig up a Franklin half or an Indian head penny on the beach because you
Ah,
don't see that. But
yeah.
Hurricane Matthew really made the beaches pretty nice for a while.
Ah, I'm glad to know that something named after me did a good job down there.
So Maddie, when you go out detecting, I know you go out quite a bit. Well, up until currently, what's one of your
Yeah.
favorite stories about going out?
Ooh, one of my favorite stories about from when I went out. Um, let's see.
It could be with your
Um,
friends, somebody you detected with, or
well,
finding something really cool.
it'd have to be I have like a bunch of different like funny stories, so it's hard to pick one to say.
Oh, you could
The
name a
one.
couple.
Okay. I was out with it was me, my dad, and one of his friends. We were out in the woods, and pretty sure that enough people know this that it's no longer like a big surprise if I tell people. But if you mix my dad with a certain slithery creature called a snake, you're gonna get. My dad's not the biggest fan of them. Just gonna
Okay.
put it like that. And so he was this weird detecting, and all of a sudden, my dad, you just hear like a quick, sharp, like, ah, like just a little bit of a scare.
Mhm.
So I run over. I'm like, what's wrong, Dad? He's like, there's a snake in the hole, and I got scared. My one friend comes over, pulls it out. It was just a really long earthworm.
Wow.
Okay, it wasn't an earthworm. It was something known as a worm snake.
Okay.
So it looks exactly like a worm, except it has a tongue
Oh,
and
wow.
it's blind.
Wow. That probably would have freaked me out too. I remember the first time I saw one out there, I took off running from in the woods. I had my headphones still on, my detector dragging behind me, and I'm telling everybody, the snake's this big. They went in there and found it, and it was like a little tiny garter snake, but it scared me. Oh
What's it
boy.
called? And there was another time when it was me, my dad, it was just a bunch of us out in one of our spots. And I don't know if you may know who I'm trying to remember what his name is. This is gonna look so bad if he watches this. Um, you remember when we went out with all the people and how the two of them would just keep disappearing? Who were they again? Nathan Matthews
Okay.
and Jeff.
Okay.
We
Yep.
we were detecting out in the woods, and everyone else you could see them from where you were. You would look in every direction, and the two would just be gone. And it's like, where'd they go? And then out of nowhere, they're just there again. And it's like, where were you? Oh, we're just detecting over there. Okay. Three minutes later, poof, they're
Just
gone.
disappeared.
And they just keep reappearing again.
I know you guys did go up to Pound the Ground. That was a really good event. You want to talk a little bit about that? I mean, did you have fun up there? You
Ooh.
met a lot of people up there, I think.
Yes, pound the ground. It was really fun up there. I personally didn't find a lot. My
Hmm.
best find was an old broken wrench
Okay.
that I found during the natural hunt.
Okay.
Um, well, let's see. The best part of it had to be like, you got to detect. We got to detect all the way up in northern New York,
Hmm.
which that's probably the furthest I've gone into like, New York in general. And it
Yeah,
was just like the air was nice and crisp. It was a really nice experience up there. Got to
absolutely.
detect.
It was a
Got
lot
to
of fun.
Yeah. I got to talk to with a lot of people and everything.
Hmm.
I won a shovel.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was. I was not expecting to win anything, but I did.
It's always fun when you win something.
Yeah.
Mark wants me to tell you about our the kittens I saw while detecting.
Ah.
Um, so I was out hunting up in Tennessee with a friend of mine named Amy, and we were on an old farm. And all of a sudden, It was hot. We went to get some water, and she said, "Hey, look at these little kittens." And I'm looking really hard at these kittens, and I'm like, "Are you sure those are kittens?" And she said, "Yeah, they're kittens." I'm like, "Well, your kittens look a lot different up here than they do down in Florida." She's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Those look like baby skunks." And she's running after the kittens, and I'm running the other direction because I didn't want to get sprayed by the kittens. It was so funny.
Did they turn out to be skunks?
They were
Or were they kittens?
skunks. It was a whole family, and she thought she's telling me they're kittens, she was trying to chase them, which is pretty funny. Do you have any other cool finds over there?
Yes, I do. I let's see. I have this old button, and it has a man with a bugle on it. I don't know if you can see that at all.
If you back it up just a little bit, the lighting's a little dark. I mean, I could right about there. Yes, right there. That's perfect. I can see it.
There's like a stone wall in the background.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, that's
How old do you think that is?
um I'm unsure. I personally hope this button's from the 1700s. Hey Dad,
Okay,
what do you think that's from? Okay, my dad says it's from the 1800s.
that's really cool button though.
Yeah. It's believe it or not, we they did control burning in one of the woods near us.
Mm-hmm.
And we went out there and I found it. My dad found the exact same type of button um a few feet away.
Oh, really? So you got matching buttons. Probably came off the same jacket or shirt or whatever it was on.
Yeah. And I also have sorry, but if you see me struggling a lot, for some reason I'm having trouble getting the stuff out of the box.
Okay.
This tiny little thing was my first ever gold ring.
Wow.
I just found, and I didn't even find it while I
Mm-hmm.
found it on my way out from metal detecting. I
Okay.
already had the machine off and everything. Got to where the car was in the parking lot and I found it on the ground.
Sometimes those eyeball finds are some of the best out there.
Oh yes, and one of my favorite finds that I didn't find it with my metal detector. I because you can't with these certain things. They're
Mm-hmm.
and personally I don't know if everyone finds them or not. It's this little thing called a turtle,
Yes,
and
turtles.
I just happen to find them everywhere. I even
Really.
have a video on my YouTube channel called about it and how there was just tons of turtles out that day.
And what's the name of your YouTube channel so that people can join and watch your videos as you put them up, Maddie?
The name of my YouTube channel is Digging Adventures.
Okay. So everybody
Um,
watching, be sure to head on over to Maddie's page and his YouTube channel and check it out.
yeah, I post all of my I post almost all of my detecting adventures up there. I there is on the YouTube channel you'll find videos with me, dad, and one of our friends named Steven Binder, all
Mm-hmm.
three of us. Sometimes just my dad. There's a wide variety of different
Mm-hmm.
type of stuff. You'll find us doing fishing, not fishing, magnet fishing, detecting,
Okay.
a whole smorgasbord of stuff.
That's awesome. Maddie, if you could detect anywhere, if one day it was open and you could just go there and detect without any repercussions or anything, it was totally legal for one day, where would that be and why?
Hmm. I know every time people ask me this question, my answer changes. And I can't remember what my answer last time was, but my answer this time is going to be the capital of Italy, Rome.
Awesome. That would be really cool.
Because that used to be, the capital of the Roman Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And there was actually lots and lots of conflict there.
Mm-hmm.
You have during a big civil war in Rome, Augustus marched his army into there and fought off one of the not Augustus, um well, Caesar. He fought off a big army that was there. So there's
Hmm.
also lots of like conflict.
Right.
It was said that when he would be parading through the city, he would also throw lots of gold and stuff.
That would be really cool. Find some
So
gold coins over there.
yeah, that'd be an amazing place.
And on your bucket list, I mean, I know you found a lot of really cool things. You've already found a lot of people's bucket list items. What are your top 3 things that you still want to find out there?
My top 3 things on my bucket list would have
Mm-hmm.
to be my third most wanted thing would have to be a cannonball, because that's just something I really want, and my
Mm-hmm.
dad has multiple of. You already showed me you already showed me your cannonball earlier. You don't need to brag about it. Um, I just really want to find a cannonball on my own.
Mm-hmm.
My second most wanted thing is a King George copper,
Okay.
because um my dad has like how many of those do you have? My dad has found 30 something of them,
Wow.
and I have yet to find one. So, and I'm pretty sure most people know what my number one is going to be. I want to find a gold coin.
That's pretty much everybody's number one.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
every sometimes I'll also add into there I want to find a an actual cannon.
Oh, that would be cool. That would be really awesome.
But it's sort of like one of those things where it's like you want to find a cannon, but best of luck.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we have Dwight from New Age Goonies jumped in. Timmy Shaw jumped in. Some of the answers that people said that they'd like to detect would be Gettysburg. Um, let's see. Your dad actually has the same as mine. If I could, I would do the White House. That would just be amazing.
Yes.
So much history there.
The White House, yeah.
Hmm.
That would be an amazing place to detect.
Emily says the White House in Russia. Mark says Fort Knox would be really cool.
Ooh, Fort Knox.
Hmm. Yep,
Hmm.
absolutely.
Imagine detecting Fort Sumter in believe it's South Carolina.
I like to, I mean, if I could get on any fort, I would be happy. There's, I mean, a lot of research finding them. There are abandoned ones out there that you can, with just that research, get in there and find them. Now, I know you talk a lot about going into the woods, Maddie. Is that your favorite place to detect, is in the woods?
My favorite place to detect is in the fields.
In the fields, okay.
Yeah, because it's nice, wide open area.
Mm-hmm.
People when they go out to party, they'll often go into like the woods, so
Right,
like you won't see them in the middle you won't find as much garbage in the middle of a farm field. You
right.
still will, like pieces like a plow or
Mm-hmm.
mechanical stuff.
Yeah.
Just it's less likely to find it there than in the woods, in my
That's true.
opinion.
No, I totally agree. I like going out into the woods. I call myself a wood stomper, but there's a lot of garbage, a lot of beer cans, a lot of canned slaw and pieces of aluminum, burnt up stuff left over from fires. So it's a really good point that you bring up. The fields are going to be a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
Let's
And I
see.
believe the last time that I got out in a field, well, one of the last times, my dad's first find was a 2 cent. Yeah, 2 cent.
Wow. That's awesome. Few more comments over here. Let's see. Your dad said a gold coin and a CS box plate that he'd like to find.
He
Um,
wants a gold coin more than I probably could ever want a gold coin, because twice people have been at his spots and found gold coins.
oh, wow. That's the worst.
So what my dad's been doing recently is that he'll have like a bunch, he'll have like an excess amount of gold rings.
Hmm.
What he can do is he'll like sell some of them, and
Hmm.
he can use that money to buy gold coins, and he'll just put it in his collection of little gold coins that he's bought.
That's what I do too. I've got a whole big box. I collect the silver and the gold. I get a lot more silver that I buy than the gold, but I have a few of the gold coins that I'm stocking up on.
Ah.
Let's see here. Well, it's just about 10 o'clock. I want to leave on a note. If you've been detecting for 7 years, we do get a lot of new detectorists that do watch this show. We try to have everybody give them a little bit of advice. What would be your best advice for somebody who's new to detecting that you could give them?
My best advice would have to be that if you start off, you're not going to be pulling out the best finds in the world left, right, and center.
Right.
You need patience when you enter into the hobby. If I sort of already knew my dad gave me most of this advice when I first started, so I
Mhm.
knew basically what to expect, but people that start on their own aren't going to like get that advice at first.
Mhm.
So what's going to happen is they're going to go out there and they're going to start detecting on their first time. And they're not going to find much and they're going to be like, "Oh, I don't like this anymore."
Right.
You need patience to find stuff because when you start off, you're not going to be the best. You're probably also not going to be the worst, but definitely not the best at the time.
Right.
As you go on, you learn more,
Mhm.
and you're as long as you don't give up, you're bound to find something.
Well, I want to tell you something. That's really good advice. I've had a bunch of people, a lot of experienced detectorists on this show. And I think what you just said is probably some of the best advice that I have heard. Patience really is key. And that's so cool that you mentioned that because not one other guest has mentioned that. And you're right. You're not going to be the best of the best. Just learn it, do what you got to do, and you'll get better. Just have that patience. So great advice, Maddie.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
And if any of you guys that are watching right now are new, just make sure to keep that in mind.
Awesome. Well, it's about the end of the show for today. I'll be back on Monday. I want to thank you for joining, Maddie, and hopefully we could get your dad on here one day. Monday night, be sure to tune in and watch Maddie live on Facebook for his show, and make sure you check out his YouTube page. And I'll see you guys on Monday, and thank you so much, Maddie. And you guys have a great weekend. Happy hunting.
Bye.
Bye.